Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ocean State Aquatics TV, where today we are going to be doing our last episode of Stacy's Substrate series, where we will be talking about the last and final edition, Eco Complete. Eco Complete is a phenomenal planted tank substrate. It's actually one of my favorites, so I saved the best for last. It's the one I have in most of my tanks at home. So let's talk about what makes this substrate so great and so beneficial for your planted aquarium. So to start out, this substrate is actually made of volcanic basalt. This substrate is an excellent source of iron, which is essential for good plant growth and color. The iron comes from the basalt itself, which this substrate is made out of. It also provides soluble potash, calcium, and magnesium. All of these are essential for the growth and development of plants in an aquarium. Another great quality about the substrate is how dark it naturally is. Darker substrates will actually deepen the colors of fish. Deepening the colors will actually make them more vibrant and less stressed out overall. Also, using a darker substrate can tend to make your plants pop better and look more vibrant in your tank, as opposed to a lighter substrate that may wash the colors of the green and the red of your plants out. The best part about it is not painted and it is not dyed. This black color is all natural because it is made out of that volcanic basalt. Another really unique feature about this gravel is that it is bimodal and each grain size is spherical. What it means for this substrate to be bimodal is that this substrate will naturally stratify over time. That means that the smallest of the particles will settle towards the bottom while the larger particles stay towards the top. This forms two distinct layers, which is really important for oxygen and nutrients to flow and best be uptaken by the plants. In the top layer, where there is bigger particles, the oxygen and nutrients can more easily get through the top layer to reach the roots of the plants. While the bottom layer is a little bit more compact and the roots can grow deeper and hold themselves in the substrate a little bit better, providing a lot more stability. This bimodal feature allows the plants to have the maximum amount of nutrient uptake that the plants can possibly have. The other feature that I mentioned is that the grain sizes themselves are spherical or round, and that is actually very important. Due to the porous quality of the volcanic basalt, by having round grain sizes, this creates the most amount of surface area for microorganisms and for beneficial bacteria to grow on. Having a lot of surface area is absolutely essential for establishing a properly cycled tank and for a properly balanced ecosystem. This substrate is said to actually be up to 4 times more porous than any other plant substrates or substrates and gravels on the market. Another really great pro about this substrate is that no rinsing is required. The bag itself actually does contain liquid in it. It is black water, which is a water conditioning solution. This solution contains lots of microorganisms and beneficial bacteria and also contains some humic compounds. This will help maintain proper water quality and it will help assist in the cycling of a new aquarium. The fertilizing capabilities that this substrate contains is the beneficial bacteria that is present in the porous substrate. This bacteria helps cycle your tank and it will help convert ammonia into nitrate, which the plants absorb and use for nutrients for better growth. There is also a symbiont called fluorospore that is present in the substrate, which assists in enhanced root development. Another great feature about this is it can be mixed with other substrates and still have similar beneficial properties, as well as it can be used as a bottom layer underneath any other substrate of your choice and still have beneficial properties for the plants to use. So with all of these really good features, there are a few downsides that I would like to make you aware of. So one of the downsides is that this substrate works best with a deeper gravel bed. So this substrate actually recommends around 3 inches, which is a pretty deep gravel bed, but that is just because it has that bimodal feature where the grains actually separate into 2 different layers, like I mentioned before. In order for that to properly stratify, it does need a deeper gravel bed. The only downside to having a deeper gravel bed is if you don't like the look of it. But besides that, it does not provide any negative impact on your fish or plants or aquarium. Another downside is that sometimes this gravel, since it is all natural, may contain some semi-magnetic materials. So you just want to exercise a lot of caution if you're using a magnetic scraper, as it can be attracted to the magnets, and if they get caught between the magnet and the glass, they can actually scratch your glass. If you do end up using a magnetic scraper, just make sure you're being extra cautious and go extra slow around the line where your gravel bed starts so you don't accidentally pick up any materials. The last downside is that depending on your starting water quality, this may have the ability to increase your pH or increase your general hardness. So if this is your first time using this substrate, when you first start out, I would recommend testing your water periodically to make sure that your pH or your hardness does not get too high. If you have any ornamental shrimp or fish that prefer slightly acidic water, to make sure that they are the most comfortable with your water quality. Overall, this is a phenomenal planted tank substrate. So if this looks like a substrate that you would like to check out or maybe add into your arsenal of planted tank substrates, it is in stock at our Seekonk location where I am right now. So you should come on down and check it out. And like always, keep it fresh.